Hi friends, today we are going to make an application in which you are going to use Firebase as a login. Okay, in that you can store your profile picture, your name, and your phone number. Okay, for this we need to first create a simple application. This is a live recording, so there may be like slowness in the video, and we will be repeating some tasks because of mistakes. Bear with us, right? So we'll be starting an Android application with an empty activity. And this you have to put any application name. We'll say Firebase test app. Okay, I will be using Java here. And so it has opened into my another screen. From there, I will just drag it here. Yeah, so this app has been created. We'll just make it full screen. It's still building. So I will just create another file where we'll write what actually we want to do. So we'll say requirements.txt. In this, we'll say we'll be writing a simple Android app. What it will be doing? It will be doing a login with Firebase. What we'll be using for the login? We'll be using email ID and password for the login. Number 3, what we'll be doing? We will have a page for sign up, then sign in. I guess that's all. And then maybe we will have a landing page after sign in. So what we will need? We will need to complete this tutorial, like you will need a Android Studio, you will need a Chrome browser or any other browser. Okay. Then you will need to have a Java installed. Okay. So now you see our application has been created. I will show you this same on the phone, and then you will find out whether you can run this. Okay, so this is in full screen. I will just make it some space for you to see. I hope you can see my screen. In this, if we run this app from here, it will try to run the same on the device. You have to wait till it build. In the bottom on the build section, you can see how it is building. Now it's installing. Here it is asking, because this is a Xiaomi phone. And Xiaomi phone, it will ask you to install for the first time. So you see, this is our basic application. You can see same here. Here, what we have. We will be using this screen as our, you can say like splash screen. So what will I be doing? I will be just changing it, the color for this. So I'll be using background color, say whatever color I have as a primary. Maybe I will put a blue color here, rather black color. You will see as a black color, and then I will put X into this so that we can see. Now in the design, you will see full black color. On that, we'll be writing in the center. Here you can write, once you go, we have to just adjust we are using the coordinate layout, so we have to put the constraint for this. I am just putting the constraint so that it will remain in the center. And now we'll be putting some text for this. If you click on this, here you see the text. So we'll be saying Firebase test app. You can't see it because it is in black color. So either I have to change the background color of it. That background color we can change from here. You can see what color we should be using. We can select some light color, maybe like this color. And text color we can select from bottom. You will see here lots of things. So here you can search for text color. You see the black color. Here will be saying your text color will be, say, white, or we can write here. Hex is this. Okay, we'll just enter it. If it is not taking from here, then we can go here, and here we can write text color as color white. Now you see it's coming as a white. We'll run it one more time to verify this. Yeah, so this is our splash screen. What we'll be doing next, we have to rename this. Rename this. To rename this, you can do a refactor and say splash activity. And you see, this is not refreshing here, but if you go and see it here, it should have renamed by now. Yeah. Sometime Android Studio doesn't refresh it, and that is the reason it is still saying main activity, whereas it has been renamed to splash activity. So from here, what we need to do second, we have to launch another activity so that once we are done with the splash, we have to launch the main activity from where we'll be doing the login process. For that, we need to create a new timer. We'll be creating a timer. In timer, we'll be having a scheduler that will schedule it for new things. We'll say we'll be using timer task, and it asks for a delay after how much time we need to go to do another task. So here we'll be giving a time of, say, maybe 2 seconds, and that's all. For now, we will be just logging in a toast in this. Just putting it sample for debugging purpose, so that you will know what is happening. And after this, we'll say finish. So what you should be seeing now, this screen will come for 2 seconds. This is in millisecond. 2000 millisecond is equivalent to 2 seconds. So this screen will be there for 2 seconds. After this, your application should finish. We'll just running it again so that you can see it. So 2 seconds will happen and it will go. And because it has gone, so it's saying it crashed, because by default, it should not have done this thing. Okay. There is a one more reason why this error caused, because we are showing a toast from a different thread. For this, we'll have to do run on UI thread, and we just have to put this whole thing inside this. Now, what is next? Next is that we will be going to Firebase and creating our this application there, and then you will see what we need to do. So we'll go to firebase.google.com, and here you can see this button, go to console. Click on go to console. I have some of the apps earlier, but we can create a new app here and say what is your project name. So we'll say this is test app, and we'll just say whatever default is coming, you can go and create it. If you're doing it for the first time, you don't need to change anything. You just go and create this project. Initially, it takes a couple of seconds to complete this, and this will give you an Firebase console where you can create different type of application, for example, Android, iOS, and web app. So you see, we have reached here, and to see where is your app, you will have to click on this circle, and here you can go into project settings. Once you come into project settings, you will see there are no apps in your project. So what we'll be doing is that we'll be selecting Android, because we are building the Android app. Now in this, you are having Android package name. So the package name that we give into our Android app. So we'll just copy paste from there. To find your package name, you can go to build.gradle. You will see two build.gradle. The first one is, we call it as a project level or top level. The second one is what is your current module. Your module is app. In this, you will find your application ID, and this is what we call as a package name. Now we copy this and we'll be putting same here. And you can put whatever name you want to put it here. So we are just putting Firebase test app. Here you see this debug signing certificate with SHA1. This is a private key that you have to put here so that your Firebase account should be used only with your app. If somebody find out or reverse engineer onto your app, still they will not be able to use this thing. And how do we find out SHA1? You have to click here in this page, and it will tell you one command that you need to run. I'm using a Mac. You might be using Windows, and in Windows you will find this command. In Mac, I will be just copying this command, and then I will be just running the same command into my emulator. So I will just paste that command here and press the enter. By default, its password is Android. And after running this, you will find a key. Here you will find two keys, SHA1 and SHA256. We have to copy SHA1, copy it, and we'll go back to our Firebase and paste it here, and we'll say register app. After registering, it will give you a configuration file that we need to put. We need to download this file first, and you will see where we need to put. So we download this file. Here, this file is. I will go into my folder. We'll just copy it. There is no copy, so I will be just doing a command C, or you can do Control C. And here you have to paste it, but you can't paste it directly because you don't see the folder structure. So to click on the Android, click on project. Now you see the folder structure. In this, you go into F folder and then you do a paste. It will ask if you want to rename it. You can say okay. And this project file has come here now. You don't need to modify this file. Now we have the Firebase file. Now what we need to do? We'll be following here steps. It is saying what we need to do. So this is at the project level build.gradle. You don't need to change anything. You will just copy this from here and we'll go back to Android mode, and here you will see at the project level. In project level, we already have a Google Maven Central, and here we need to put this line Google Services 4.3 add. And what else we need to do? We have already done this inside the dependency. Now make sure you are having Google into repository as well. So we'll go back and we'll see in the repository here also Google, and in the repository here also Google. Now what is next? We'll go at the app level and we'll put these lines. So we'll copy it, we'll go back, we'll go to another build.gradle file. In the top, you will see plugins ID and this thing. But here you see apply plugin. Nowadays, this plugin structure has changed. That is the reason they are saying apply plugin. But here it says plugins and ID. So what we will be doing, we'll be just putting it here, pasting it here. And instead of apply plugin, we'll be saying only ID. Now we'll come back and see what we need to do. So in the dependency, we have to import Firebase BOM. So we have to copy this line from here and we'll go to dependencies and paste it there. In this, you'll find dependencies at the bottom. I'm going and just pasting this file. After this, you have to click on this button, sync button. Sometime you may miss it, but I will just highlight where is the sync. So you see here, this is the sync button. Okay, I'm going to click it there. Sync. It will sync. It may take some time based on your internet speed. I hope everything is clear so far. Do you have any question? Now, you see, project has been synced. Yeah, do you have any question? No question so far. So this is the application. Now what we want to do a login. So we'll go to Chrome and then see for login what we need to do. So I have searched on this thing and this is a detailed description what you can do with this. Okay, sure, we have followed this path, we have done this, we have set up the SDK, and yeah, that's all. Like now you can say your project is having Firebase, but now what we want to do with this Firebase, we want to create a login mechanism. So to create a login mechanism, there are different mechanism in login, and before we do that, we will be just syncing it here, and we can come back to console. Once you reach here, on the left side, you will see authentication. Here, where my mouse is, this authentication. You click on this, and there is a good tutorial has been given. What is authentication and what you should be using. So we'll be clicking here, get started, and here all the authentication mechanism has been given, out of which we'll be using a first one, email and the password. So we have to go click here and say enable, and we'll be just simply saying save. Now our application is enabled for login with the email and the password. Now to see, you can see other options what are there. If you forgot the password, how you will be doing it here, and it will show you if you are having any users, because if you cross this limit like 10,000 per month, then you may need to pay some money to Google, and for that you have to upgrade your plan. From here you see in the bottom, this part, this is free plan. Now for testing purpose, we'll be creating a user. So we'll be saying, say, we'll be using my mail ID here. This is my mail ID. You can use any mail ID that you want, and you can set up any password that you want. So this is my mail ID, this is my password. I have set this up, it created a user ID. This we can do from the code also, but for simplicity, I'm just creating it here, and later on we will be seeing how to create this programmatically. Now we'll be coming back here. Now as we have included Firebase into our project here, if you see, so we have to create an object here, and here you will find this code will get called after 2 seconds. So now here we need to check whether we are already logged in or not. So we have Firebase. So it is not giving me any suggestion after installation as well. So what I will do, I will go and check on Firebase here. And we can see how to do Firebase fundamental build, and we'll go for authentication. So this is the website where you will find everything about Firebase. So we need to do authentication, and we'll go for the Android. And what we'll be doing is sign in with pre-built UI. So what we have done already is ping those things. Now we already done the add Firebase to your project. Now for the UI, we have to add this. This is what we have not done, authentication. Now we'll go back into our app level Gradle, and we'll be putting it here. And then we'll be saying sync. Apart from this, we will see what else is required. We are not going to use Facebook, so we'll not do this. We are not going to use Twitter, so we'll not do this. This is not required because we are not going to do this. So this we had done. I think we just need to add this. This is also we did, and now we need this object actually, Firebase auth. After syncing, we'll create this file here. In this mauth dot get current user. If this is null, it means we are not logged in. Then we will be showing login option. Else we will be showing after login screen. We'll create another screen that is after login screen. So we'll call it home first. I'm going to create another activity, and it will be empty activity. I will call it home activity. And we'll just After syncing, you can go inside this and maybe put a simple text saying this is our home. It will be syncing here. I prefer editing it here rather than editing in the UI. So it's like this. From top, I will put 100. This is 16. 16. And you see there is a gap here. We'll just say auto wrap content like this. So this is home. I just want to increase the size for this. We can increase the text size to say 42. Text size is always measured in SP, not in the PX. And we'll see home. I will make it center. We can say is gravity center horizontal. Then now you can see it. So after successful login, we'll be launching this. In this case, I will say start activity, new intent, last activity, and then we have to launch home activity. Okay, this is extra and this is extra, and we'll be finishing current activity. Now what if you want to show the login screen? We will go back to Chrome, and here you will see the option to launch the UI. To launch the UI, we have to create the provider. This provider, and this is the code that we need to do. I can explain this you here what it is. So this is a list of providers that we are going to create. So we are going to log in only with email and password. So this is relevant. If you want to go log in with phone number, then this is required. This is required for Google login. This is for Facebook login, and this is for Twitter login. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete all this. And to launch the UI, we need to start an activity that is inbuilt activity that comes from this. And now this we need to create an integer variable. So we can say create here. So if you just create a integer here on the top, say final end this, and then when you can put any number, I will be putting say 101. You can put any number in this. Why we are putting this, I will tell you once we get the activity result. So because we are launching a new activity, we will be completing our activity, going in background and then coming back. To how do we handle once we come back from that? For this, we need a on activity result method. This is an inbuilt method. So if you go down, instead of copy pasting, we can say on activity result. So you will see this is coming automatically. Now, rest of the code we can copy from here. We'll be checking it, this, and pasting it here. So here you see the code that we had passed on. It has come down and our result is okay. Now we should be able to see the user that is logged in. If anything failed, we will be simply saying we are not able to log in, and then we'll say not able to log in and send this to user. So toast is a way by which we show the method to the user. Now what we have missed, you will see anything if you are missing, the error will come here. We'll see here. This is not an error. This is, you can remove this from here. It is saying this intent data may be null sometime. Now, to use this app, you need to have at least internet permission. So we'll go into manifest file and add a permission for internet access. Now you see. So we'll be running this application now, and I will be showing this one by one, step by step. As soon as will be running this in debug mode so that you can see what is happening. After 2 seconds of running this app, we'll reach on line number 37. It's a build window, it's taking some time. It takes time only for the first time. It has to download many things in the background. It's installing the app on the phone. You will see soon on the right side. Now, after 2 seconds, we are going to hit our breakpoint. So here we'll see this mauth itself is null. Our application will crash here itself. You want to see it crashed here. Why? Because we have not initialized this object. So here we can initialize this object by Firebase auth dot get instance. I'm debugging it again. App is launching again, and after 2 seconds, we will reach here. Now mauth is not null. There is some value. So we'll see if our current user is logged in or not. It is not logged in. That's why we got the null. And we'll be launching an activity to see the login page. So I will just say continue, and you will see on the right side there is a login page is coming, and here this screen will come, and then you will can type in. So I had created a user. If you remember that, here this is the user. I will just copy this email ID from here and pasting it here. If I don't know if I can paste, but I can paste here and then type in there. Yes, and when I say next, it's asking for the password. And it is saying you have already used it, means we have created this account. So I'll be adding the password that I set was the password. And now I say sign in. As soon as we do a sign in, we will come back here. So it says signed in. We'll say don't, I will save password here, and we are back to here. And here, if I debug it properly, it says successfully signed in, because my result code is -1 and this result code is -1. So I have got a user, because I have not put a breakpoint here. It is not showing me current user. Now in the second time, this condition will fail and it will come into this condition. We will run the app for the second time now. So it will directly go to the home screen rather than coming to the login screen to see the home, right? For the first time, why it didn't go to the home screen? Because we have not put this code here. So we can say create a method and say after login, right? So home after login, and we can put this code here and use this at this place and here, right? So to see that whole screen again, you have to uninstall this app and then reinstall. To uninstall this app, we'll see this is the app that you will see Firebase test app. I'm just going to uninstall this, say uninstall, and simply run this app again. Now this app has launched. It will ask for the login. It is signed in into this phone. That is the reason it has done this. We can create a button and say log out here. So we'll go into the home activity and put a button on top and saying log out. This is our logout button. What will happen once we click on the logout? So that code we have to write on click logout. We'll create this method here. Here we have Firebase auth dot get instance dot that's we'll have to see how to log out. There is a method called sign out, and we'll be doing a sign out, and that's all. We'll say finish. I'll be running this app one more time. We reached here because application is logged in. We'll say log out and finish. Now if I run the same app, it will take me to the home screen and then should ask for the login. So it's doing a login automatically for me. Okay. This is some new features that I'm not aware of. So I will have to see what is happening here. So I can debug it here again. So here it came and directly it's going into this screen. That's okay. We'll say log out and debug it again. Now it came here. From here where it is going. So it's going into this screen. But because my phone has saved the username password, it's just logging it automatically. So here you can see that loading screen will come, and from bottom it's saying Google Smart Lock. Now once we logged in, it's coming here and result is okay, and you will see the current user. This is having my email ID somewhere. You will see password, this password, and this is my email ID that I used. That is the reason it is coming here. I hope this helped for you. Now, do you have any question? Okay, so we'll close it here. If you have any question, we can have another session for that. I will be uploading this code for you that you can download from the GitHub. Okay. Thank you for your time.